welcome back to my channel. I'm Joanna and I make videos about makeup catered towards redheads. Today I am going to be talking you through my top lip products that are like a natural slash nude. Now I say natural slash nude because of course everyone's nude lipstick colour is different and personal to them. Some of these that I'm going to show are definitely way more pink, some of them more peach, some of them more brown, some of them more like a fleshy nude. So there's something for everyone. I personally like to switch it up to what I'm feeling on the day or what goes with the rest of my makeup look or what the season is. So I tend to wear lots of different tones of nude, but these all work on me with my fair skin and ginger hair, blue eyes, and I'm sure a lot of them will work for you as well. By the way, I keep all my lipsticks in these containers. I just got them off Amazon. They hold 12 lipsticks each. I have 4 of them, and I just have 2 on either side of my mirror on my vanity. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I got a couple there. Those are all like my dark, really dark lipsticks and red lipsticks. All of the lip products I'm going to talk about today are cruelty-free. I only use cruelty-free makeup brands because I think that there's no point in using brands that are testing on animals when there's so many great cruelty-free options out there. There will also be lip swatches of every single product I talk about so you can see what it looks like on my face. Pretty much all of these lipsticks I have talked about in a favorites video or put on in a makeup tutorial, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of collate everything together, or if you're new here and you haven't watched any of my other videos, then you can see everything all in one go. And if you guys are anything like me, which I think you are, you're gonna be lipstick hoarders too. So let's just get into it because I have a lot of lip things to talk about. So I'm just gonna cover off lip liners really quickly because I've spoken about this so many times, but I still do get questions asking which lip liners I like to use the most. And I have been using the same brand of lip liners for 2 or 3 years now. I haven't looked back. I hardly ever wear lip liner if I'm honest, but when I do wear it, I always use the Gosh lip liners. I prefer the kind of more creamy lip liners. They usually have a black pencil, and I like the ones that you can sharpen so you can get them to a proper point rather than the roll-up ones. But yeah, the Gosh lip liners are really, really creamy, go on really evenly. I have them in a bunch of different colours, but these are the most nude ones. Nougat Crisp is a more kind of 90s style type of lip liner, more a traditional lip liner that you would use to really carve out the edge of your lips and, you know, use as a darker colour on the outside. And then this is a more flesh toned pale nude. This is in Angel Kiss. This is probably my most used lip liner by them just because that's the type of look I tend to go for. I don't usually like dark lip line, but the only lip product I'm going to talk about that you can actually get in the drugstore is the NYX Buttergloss, and this is in Sunday Mimosa. I've talked about these so many times and I have them in a bunch of different shades, but this is the one that I'm reaching for the most at the moment because it's my newest one to my collection, and it is in the shade Sunday Mimosa. It's a very pigmented lip gloss. It's much more pigmented than the other butter glosses I've tried. It's not an intense butter gloss because obviously I know those are quite a lot more pigmented, but this kind of goes on how I would imagine one of the intense butter glosses to go on. I've never tried one of those, but it kind of has that kind of payoff where it's a very intense peachy coral. It's a little bit bright, I find, if I wear it just on its own, but I really like it layered in the middle of a lipstick just to bring that extra pop of shine and colour, and it's really, really great colour for spring as well. So like that one. Also, the butter glosses are, in my opinion, the best lip glosses you will find at the drugstore. They are just as good as any of the high-end ones I'm going to be talking about today. They are soft, creamy, they smell like vanilla, and they don't make your lips stick together. So I absolutely love the formula of them. Next I'm going to talk about the Buxom lip gloss I have. This is in the shade White Russian. This is basically a clear gloss. I mainly use this in the summer because it makes your lips really, really cold. And honestly, in winter, England is too cold to have my lips feeling cold. I want my lips to feel warm, please, thank you. Honestly, I wore it when I was on holiday because it was so hot there. I would just throw this on in the day and then it would kind of help to keep me cool. I know it's really strange, but it does give that really weird cooling sensation to your lips, but it doesn't sting or tingle. Smells like vanilla again, but it's a weird sensation because you kind of think it is minty because it's making your lips cool, but actually it's just cooling and smells like vanilla. It looks pink in the tube, but when you put it on your lips, it's really, really sheer, and it just gives a nice, comfortable, wet gloss look to it. It's very reflective. It's nice. It's not my favorite in my collection, but I do really enjoy it, especially for those hotter days. So I thought I would include it because if you do live in a hotter climate, then you might really enjoy this one. Another lip gloss formula that I love is the BareMinerals Gen Nude Buttercream lip glosses. I have two to talk about. I have one in Groovy and I have one in Fly. So Groovy is a very me shade. It's like a very pale pink. It's really, really pretty. It's, again, very reflective, very creamy. These ones are much more pigmented, so they're gonna give a lot more color payoff. They are gonna be basically like a liquid lipstick, but they're really, really, really glossy. So, you know how liquid lipsticks traditionally have a matte texture and they will dry to make your lips feel very dry as well. These are the same kind of consistency, but they leave your lips feeling very glossy and hydrated, and I absolutely love them. They are one of my favorite lip gloss formulas. They just don't have a scent. They just smell kind of like lip gloss. And then Fly is a more brown toned one with gold flecks running through it. I love this when I have a tan, and I love it to wear in the summertime because it basically just looks like bronze goddess has gone from your cheeks to your lips, and it all ties in with the rest of your tanned self. Not that I'm ever really tanned, but to me it makes me feel tanned, so I like to wear it. Another two that I love in the same formula is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. I have the shade Dainty, which is quite a peachy pink, and then I have the shade Butterscotch, which is more of a true nude color, quite similar to Groovy, but to me it's different. But when I look at it on camera, it does look very similar, so truthfully you probably don't need both, but of course I do. This one is a peachy pink, so it's much more springtime appropriate for my personal skin tone. Again, this is very similar to this formula. It's kind of like a liquid lipstick formula, but with a very intense high shine glossy finish, and obviously is really comfortable because of that. It's not going to be sticky just like the BareMinerals one. It doesn't leave your lips like stuck together or, you know, horrible and uncomfortable feeling. These ones smell like kind of vanilla, but with a bit of strawberry thrown in. It's nice, I like it. Now onto one of my most expensive lip glosses, but also one of the ones that I've tried that is my favorite. I know that everyone raves about these lip glosses, but honestly, I wanted to try them, but I was like, how good can it really be? You know, I love my BareMinerals ones. I love my Anastasia ones. I was like, can't be better than them. I prefer this formula to them. Those ones are more, as I say, high pigment. This one is much more of an everyday wearable gloss, which is going to give a really nice wash of color and be so glossy and wet looking, but also look really, really natural. So it's got enough pigment to still give your lips some color and some life, but it's not as sheer as this, for example. It still looks like your natural lip color. It looks like you've just stuck on a clear gloss, but it's not clear. It's really weird, but I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time. It smells like mint. It actually smells like mint, but it doesn't make your lips cool. So this one feels like mint because it makes your lips cool but doesn't smell like it, and this one actually smells like it but doesn't make your lips cool. I way prefer this because I personally like minty scents. I find them really refreshing. Okay, so the shade is Pretty Thing, and it's basically a, I don't want to say matte because it's a lip gloss, but it doesn't have any glitter in it, so it's just a smooth, really, really natural peachy pink shade. You'll see in the cutaway how natural it looks, and it's honestly just like, ah. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. I don't really know where to put this because it's not a lip gloss, like I wouldn't wear it on its own, but it's not a lipstick, it's not a liquid lipstick, it's a lip topper. So the way that I wear this, you'll see it in the cutaway. I've done one where I am wearing it on its own so you can just see how shiny it is and how glittery it is. And then I'm showing it you over a lipstick just so you can get an effect of how I would actually wear it in real life, because I would never wear it on its own because it would just look ridiculous because you would look like a glowing disco ball. It kind of has the consistency of a lip gloss, but it's not as liquidy. It's really hard to explain, you have to get it to try it, but it's almost like glitter particles, but it goes on very smooth and it goes on like a liquid, but then it doesn't really feel like you have a proper lip gloss on. It just kind of feels comfortable. If you want to add it to any matte lipstick you have or any creamy lipstick you have, then it's just going to give that reflective look to it. It's really good for photography. If you're going to use it on an everyday basis, or yeah, you could use it on a night out, I think, more easily, but if you're going to use it in the day, I would use a very sparing amount. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I also have 2 of these. I have them in the Kissing formula. That is the very creamy formula. My favorite type of lipsticks, honestly, are creamy. These ones are very pigmented, so they go on like butter, honestly. I have the shade Kim KW and the shade Penelope Pink. Penelope Pink is basically My Lips but better shade. It's more of a brown toned nude with a slight hint of peach in it. And Kim KW is a true pink. It's very similar to Groovy, but in creamy lipstick form. Okay, so I have 4 of the Eye of Horus Bio lipsticks to talk about. Now these are a matte formula, but they are really, really comfortable to wear. So they're not like a liquid lipstick type matte. They are just a really pigmented lipstick, but they're not gonna add that sheen that the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks add. But it's more of just giving your lips like a natural stain of that color. And the formula is the same across the board with these lipsticks. It's very pigmented and goes on really smooth. So that's what you really want out of a matte lipstick. You don't want it to drag, you don't want it to go on patchy, you don't want it to ball up, and this does none of those things. I have the shade Peach, which is more of an orange undertone, and this is about as orange as I can go before it looks way too orange with my hair color. So this is like not gonna show up as that orange on darker skin tones, but on me it comes up quite orangey. I am gonna get a lot of wear out of this in the springtime. I love to wear these types of shades, sorry, in the summer. I also have the shade Honey. This is more of a darker evening time nude. Pink, I love this. This I love to wear with that NYX Butter Gloss over the top, just in the center. Absolutely gorgeous for spring. I absolutely love this shade. And Nude as well, kind of reminds me of the Penelope Pink from Charlotte Tilbury. It's got that same kind of undertone. You can see that almost exactly the same. Very, very similar. Obviously, one is matte and one is creamy. If you are looking for a similar kind of color to the Charlotte Tilbury one, but you don't want to spend the money, I would definitely go for the Eye of Horus. So I'll link to them below and you can check them out. So we are now on to liquid lipsticks. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the one that I'm wearing today, and this is actually a kind of different formula to your traditional liquid lipstick because it's a creamy version of a liquid lipstick, so it does not dry down in the same way. It is the Marc Jacobs Le Marc Liquid Lip Creme, and this is in the shade Fawn Over Me. The one thing I wish about these lipsticks is that they had more nude shades. They have about 5 shades and a lot of them are quite dark, but basically the formula goes on exactly like a liquid lipstick, very high pigmented, but it doesn't dry down to be a matte texture. So I don't personally love matte feeling lipsticks. I will wear them if I feel like it, but normally I'll put a gloss over the top to make it more comfortable. But these ones, you don't have to do that because it always feels comfortable on the lips, and they also fade really evenly. And this one I've blotted down, so it goes on and it's quite glossy, but then obviously through the night it will become more like a creamy lipstick, and it has much more of a similar consistency to like these Charlotte Tilbury kissing ones. And this one I have blotted now just to take the shine off, so you can kind of see what it looks like after you've worn it for a few hours. This is basically how it fades, and it stays like this pretty much through drinking, through eating, and it just looks, I think, so flattering. Considering it costs an arm and a leg, I do think it's worth it because the formula is just, especially for these ones, quite unique. Really quickly, my favorite liquid lipstick formulas is the Anastasia one, and this is in the shade Naked. This is kind of what reminds me of the one I'm wearing today, the Marc Jacob one. It has that same kind of undertone. It's a really nice creamy moussey formula. That is personally my favorite type of liquid lipstick. I prefer them to be moussey rather than very wet and runny. So you can see that, God, yeah, that one at the top is, I can barely tell the difference. That one at the top is the Anastasia one, and that one at the bottom is the Marc Jacobs one. This one dries to be matte, but it is still quite comfortable. I will usually wear a gloss over it just because I hate the feeling of anything dry on my lips. But if you like a dry, you know, a matte lipstick, then I recommend trying this. Same can be said for the BareMinerals Gen Nude liquid lipsticks. I absolutely love these. I've raved about these so many times as well. But this is in the shade Wink. So this is a very similar shade to Kim KW. The pale pink shade is basically that in liquid lipstick form. Hold on. This is in the shade Swag, so this is obviously more of a purpley mauvey colour, and I'll wear this on a night out. So really love that. Has, again, a moussey texture, very thick, but goes on so comfortably. These are much more comfortable, in my opinion, to wear throughout the night than this one, which is the Anastasia one, because, I don't know, they just feel quite plushy and they feel quite soft on the lips, even though they do dry matte. So in my opinion, these are the best liquid lipsticks on the market that I've tried. I absolutely love them and they're very comfortable. They also smell like chocolate brownies, and I love that. So I'm sorry if this lipstick video was a million years long, but hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. As I say, these are my favorite natural lipsticks, but please do leave a comment below with yours because I would love to get some recommendations. I'm always looking for new lipstick recommendations. So yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.